Hello everyone, today is December 9th. We're at the end of 2024, if you would believe it. It is day 430 of the war between Israel and Hamas in Gaza. And unfortunately we have 100 hostages. For the longest time I said 101, but we lost Omer Nutra, who was an Israeli-American citizen. Actually was known that he was actually killed on the 7th, and his family thought that he was still a hostage. So that's really, really bad news. So we have 100 hostages, and this is the news for today. If you haven't been watching the news, you need to, because this is crazy. Mishtar Assad Karas, the Assad regime has fallen. And you can see almost like a domino effect of all the people that Israel has taken out, all these leaders, all these terrorists. And it says here, Mizrach Tichon Chadash, a new Middle East. Let's get into all of that. Here it says Hashever Hasuri, the Syrian rift, almost a play on word on the great Rift Valley that goes through Syria. And I want to show you guys first a picture that sort of depicts everything that's going on in Syria right now. Here you can see literally hundreds of people have gone out to the street to celebrate the toppling down of this regime. And you can see them climbing on top of these, sculptures with Assad in the background, and they're all just celebrating, happy for the toppling of this regime. After 54 years that the family of Assad was controlling Syria, with so many different atrocities, over the span of time, there were 600,000, like over 500,000 people that died under this regime. They toppled it within 11 days with barely any resistance. The rebels overtook Damascus, they overtook banks, they set prisoners free, literally even from the bunkers. There was a really famous video that I saw yesterday of at least 4 people that were about to be executed, literally half an hour before they overtook that prison and took them out of there. And so a lot of, it's just sort of haywire over there. They also overtook Assad's palace. And I want to show you guys this really interesting picture of these basically looters that went into this palace, and they took absolutely everything. This sort of reminds me of Gaddafi in Libya, in which they just overtook that palace, took everything and everything that they wanted. And this is absolutely no exception. We see this a lot happening in sort of Arab countries. I saw them coming out with Louis Vuitton bags, with kitchen stuff from their kitchen. But I want to go back to something that I saw here, that you can really tell that this one family took control over all of Syria. Here you can see in this picture Assad's family. So this is the father, Hafez al-Assad, who basically in 1970 led a coup. Then you can see all these different things that happened to lead to the fact that the people weren't happy with his leadership. They wanted to topple that regime even then, especially in 2011, in which those more than 1 million were killed, some of them by using chemical warfare, which is absolutely horrendous. And during that time, Russia and Iran also sort of came into the mix, which is never good for Israel. Of course, Russia and Iran are enemies to Israel. But because now in 2024, Russia is dealing with their own war, and Iran is also, of course, dealing with a war on their side, I think the rebels took full advantage of it. They saw the opportunity in which the Syrian army was weak. They didn't have enough support from Russia or from Iran, and they decided that then was the time to strike. And so here in this title it says, Sofa shel shoshelet harotzchim midamesek, the end of the lineage of these murders from Damascus. And here you can see the whole family and the different types of ways that they were, this family that was completely in control, and everyone is very happy that that is the end of them. Bashar himself has escaped allegedly to Russia, but they have basically completely left. And who the new leadership is, now that's going to be a whole different question that Israel also has to deal with. On our part, are they enemies? They are part of the Muslim Brotherhood, so we're not expecting them to be completely, good with us in that sense. But we're hearing a lot of voices from Syria actually saying, I hope that we can become friends. I hope that, Israelis can come to Damascus, and we say in Hebrew, lenagev hummus, which is like to eat hummus together. So we'll see if that's something that actually holds water or not. I want to bring you guys back to how Israel is taking full advantage of this for our sake. It says here, Bepizgat HaHermon HaSuri, at the peak of the Syrian Hermon. So the Mount Hermon is basically the most upper north point that we have in Israel. Mount Hermon is very, very snowy during the winter. That's where people go to ski. But the Syrian side has also their side of the Hermon. And Israel has taken advantage of this because they want to make sure that the Syrian let's just say whoever is resisting us at this point is further away from the border as we possibly can get them. So here you can literally see our troops, it says here, Beshetach Oyev, in the enemy sort of layers, and you can see them here in full gear going into the enemy land. And here they are scoping over part of that mountain. And so we are yet to see how this is going to play out, but it's definitely a very, very tense time in Israel. If you haven't done research about what's going on in Syria, go and look at all of the footage. Some of it can be quite disturbing, but what you see is basically a lot of people, taking over different places to create a new leadership. And talking about leadership in our sense, let's talk about Bibi Netanyahu and what is going to happen tomorrow. So apart from the investigation that the people want for the 7th of October, there's an ongoing investigation or an attempt for an investigation and putting Bibi Netanyahu up on trial for things that happen actually over the years. And so here it says, Haedut hachashuva mikulan, the most important testimony or testifying of them all. And so what's happening tomorrow is that for the first time ever, in our government, a running president is going to be basically going to court and testifying about things that have come up against him. So some of those things that they believe that he received, monetary gifts, which as a prime minister you are not allowed to receive. So it says here, Hatanot lematanot beshovi alfei shkelim, the allegations for receiving gifts of thousands of shekels. And then his wife Sarah Netanyahu said that apart from the apartment, all of those things are allowed or are allowed within the what is allowed for a prime minister to receive. Another thing that they're dealing with at the same stand is the coverage of Netanyahu's family. A lot of people believe that it's been very, very biased, that he sort of made sure that it would be in his favor in different ways. And you can see here all the different people, either in the government or heads of communication, that have already testified against him. And there's quite a lot here. Here in this picture, you can see Bibi Netanyahu from 2020. You can see them with the masks. It was still during the pandemic at that time. During the first sort of opening statement he had for his trial. And you can see these people have come to support him. Actually, you even can see Yoav Gallant, which he fired actually fairly recently from his position as the Minister of Defense. So as you can see, this is very tense and very dramatic. We could literally have a prime minister that would, go to jail over alleged crimes that he has committed, and that's not a small thing. So if you're a praying person, then please pray for the situation. No man that is in this position is perfect, but we are always looking as believers for justice for our people, justice in our government, and that it would be led away from corruption. So please pray for this situation. And now we're going to leave you guys with some good news. I love the fact that all of the good news that they put in the last part of the paper is always something to do with an animal. And so I'm going to show you guys something very, very cute. This is Rihanna's new little baby. Who is Rihanna? It's not the pop star. It is the name they gave to this 15-year-old rhinoceros that held this little baby rhinoceros for 18 months. That is a long time to be carrying a baby, let me tell you that. This is part of a program of the Safari in Ramat Gan, together with this European program to basically preserve this specific type of white rhinoceros, which is very cool. According to the tradition, what they do is that they'll give the baby a name with the first letter of their name. So Rihanna starts with an R or a Reish, and they decided to call this little baby Re'i. So Re'i basically means like my friend, and so they're sort of tying it to the times in which we should be friends to one another. Although they don't know who the father is, funnily enough, it could be one of two options. It could be a Tupac. I don't know why they give them all, pop star names, but it's fun. Why not? Tupac, who is 8 years old, who has been put in the zoo in Jerusalem, or a much older rhinoceros who is 44 years old. So that's just a little good news that we have a new baby rhinoceros in Israel. Why not? Thank you guys so much for watching. We really appreciate you guys here. Please comment down below where you're from, what you think about today. And of course, if you want more Israel-related content, go to allisrael.com. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel, hit the notification bell, and we'll see you guys in the next one.